Stop trying to be chosen. Choose yourself. You're not chasing love. You're chasing the feeling of finally being chosen. And I know that might not be how you see it, because you tell yourself, I just want something real. I just want someone who chooses me. I just want to feel secure. But underneath that, there's something deeper driving it. Because this isn't about relationships. This is about identity. This is about what part of you still believes, I'll feel enough when someone else chooses me. And that belief, it shapes everything. Who you're attracted to, what you tolerate, how long you stay, and how much you give. And this is where May hits hard. Energy Body 1 is asking, who are you becoming? Someone who is chosen or someone who chooses themselves? But Energy Body 5 is showing the truth. What are your actions saying? Because right now, you might say you want to feel secure, but your behaviour is still waiting, proving, hoping, adjusting. You don't lose yourself all at once. You lose yourself in the moments where you wait for their message. You overthink what you said. You adjust your behaviour to be more likeable. You give more, hoping it will be returned. Because when you're trying to be chosen, you're not actually choosing. You're reacting. You're responding to them instead of leading yourself. And this is the truth most people avoid. As long as you're waiting to be chosen, you will stay disconnected from yourself. So in this video, we're going to break this down properly. Why you feel the need to be chosen, how it's showing up in your behavior, and how to shift into choosing yourself without becoming closed off or disconnected. Because this isn't about pushing people away. It's about finally coming home to yourself. Before we go deeper, if this is already landing for you, if you felt that recognition, hit the subscribe button and tap the notification bell, because this is where you stop chasing validation and start leading yourself. And if you want to understand the deeper patterns behind this, download my free numerology guide, because your patterns aren't random, they're coded. And once you see them, you stop repeating them. The link for the freebie is in the description box below. So let's talk about what's really underneath this, because the need to be chosen, it doesn't come from nowhere. At its core, this isn't about the other person. It's about what being chosen represents to you. It represents I'm enough, I'm wanted, I'm worthy, I'm not going to be left. So when you're seeking to be chosen, you're not just seeking connection, you're seeking validation. Validation you're okay. Validation that you're lovable. Validation that you matter. Because when you don't feel that internally, you look for it externally through attention, reassurance, consistency from them, how they respond to you. And the moment it wobbles, you feel it. And this shows up as checking your phone constantly, overthinking messages, analysing their tone, trying to say the right thing, adjusting yourself to keep their interest. And all of this comes from one place. I need them to choose me so I can feel okay. And again, this is where identity meets action. Energy Body 1 is asking, who are you becoming? Someone who knows their worth, or someone who is still trying to prove it? But Energy Body 5 shows the truth. What are you doing? Because your behaviour is still chasing what your identity says you want to feel. And this is the truth most people avoid. No one can choose you enough to make you feel chosen if you don't already feel it within yourself. You're not waiting for them. You're waiting for permission to feel enough. So let me ask you this. If they fully chose you tomorrow, if they gave you everything you've been waiting for, would that feeling last? Or would you still need it again? Because that's the pattern. Temporary relief, followed by the need for more reassurance, more proof, more confirmation. So this isn't just about them. This is about the part of you that still feels like it needs to be chosen. So next we're going to go deeper into where this actually comes from, the root of it. Because you didn't just wake up one day needing to be chosen. You learned it. And at some point in your life, love didn't feel consistent. It didn't feel secure. It felt conditional. Like something you had to earn, maintain, prove you were worthy of. Maybe you were praised when you were helpful, easy, low maintenance, accommodating. And when you weren't, love felt distant, approval felt uncertain, connection felt fragile. So your younger self adapted. It said, if I can just be enough, I'll be chosen. If I can just do it right, I'll be loved. If I can just keep them happy, they'll stay. And that strategy, it worked. But here's the part most people don't realize. That younger version of you is still running your relationships now, still looking for reassurance, validation, confirmation that you matter. And this is where Energy Body 5 makes it visible. Because this isn't just something you feel. It's something you do. It shows up in how you communicate, how you respond, how you prioritize others over yourself. Your past is showing up in your present behavior. So let me say this. There is nothing wrong with you for doing this. You adapted. You survived. You found a way to stay connected. But you're not that version of you anymore, because real belonging doesn't come from being chosen. It comes from being fully seen. And you can't be fully seen if you're constantly adjusting yourself to be accepted. You don't need to be chosen. You need to feel safe being yourself. And yes, that feels vulnerable, because choosing yourself means being seen, risking rejection, not controlling the outcome. But it's also the only way to experience real connection. So now that you can see where this comes from, now you can understand why it feels so strong. We need to shift this pattern in real time. So here's where everything changes, because the goal isn't to stop wanting love. It's to stop needing someone else to define your worth. Wanting connection is human. Wanting love is natural. But needing someone else to choose you so you can feel enough, that's the pattern. And that's what we're shifting. Because when you're trying to be chosen, you're placing your identity in someone else's hands. You're saying, you decide if I'm worthy. You decide if I'm enough. You decide if I matter. And that will always leave you unstable, because their behavior will fluctuate. Their attention will shift. Their energy will change. And if your sense of self is tied to that, so will you. So this is where Energy Body 1 comes online. This is where you reclaim identity. Not I hope they choose me, but I choose myself. And that's not just a mindset, that's a decision. And here's where most people stop short, because choosing yourself isn't a feeling, it's an action. It looks like not chasing, not over-explaining, not overgiving, and not waiting for validation. It's how you show up, because you can say you choose yourself all day, but if your behavior is still waiting, proving, adjusting, then you're still living from the old identity. So the shift becomes this: I don't want to be chosen. I decide what I'm available for. I don't chase connection. I respond to alignment. I don't prove my worth. I live from it. You don't become chosen. You become someone who chooses. And this doesn't mean you become closed. It doesn't mean you stop caring. It means you stop abandoning yourself to keep connection. So now you understand the shift, not from needing, but from leading. We now need to bring this into real life. So what does this actually look like in your behavior? Because this only becomes real when you live it. Choosing yourself looks like not replying immediately to prove interest, not overthinking every message, not chasing when energy isn't matched, and not staying where you feel uncertain. It's subtle but powerful. Every moment becomes a choice. I am acting from wanting to be chosen or from already choosing myself. And yes, this will feel uncomfortable because you're no longer controlling the outcome. You're allowing it to reveal itself. This is where identity meets action. Energy Body 1 says, this is who I am now. Energy Body 5 says, show me in what you do. Every time you choose yourself, you stop chasing and start attracting. So this is your work. Not to become someone new, but to start showing up as who you already are. So let's bring this back to you. You're not waiting for someone else to choose you. You're just being taught to believe that's where your worth comes from. And that belief, you can change it. Because the truth is, you already know. You know where you're waiting. You know where you're overgiving. You know where you're settling. The question is, are you ready to choose differently? Now, if this landed for you, if you felt that shift, that awareness, that truth, hit the subscribe button and tap the notification bell so more people like you can see this video, because this is where you stop chasing validation and start leading yourself. And if you're ready to understand your patterns on a deeper level, download my free numerology guide, because your patterns aren't random, they're coded. And once you see them, you stop repeating cycles and start creating something new. The link for the freebie is in the description box below, because this is your moment, not to be chosen, but to choose. So I'll see you in the next video. Bye for now.